And welcome here, Laurie. Big round of applause.
Thank you so much for being here. I know it's the afternoon, the sun is shining, it's a beautiful day, end of the conference almost, so I appreciate that you're here. I don't pretend to be an expert, but I want to share what I've done, what I've gone through, what can maybe help, and part of this whole thing, even though it's small, it's going to be interactive. So I'm going to be asking for your input, and I honestly thought I was going to be in this cute little small room where I could be right at my computer and doing all the work, but I found out I'm in a big room, and I had to call in the services of my beautiful sister, Stephanie. So she's not an English teacher, so she apologizes in advance for her spelling, and I'm glad she's doing it, not me. So, if you need to make notes of this, you can. If you want to have a copy of the PowerPoint later, I can send that to you as well, because it will be an accumulation of everything that you've given me and we've shared. So, first thing I'm going to do, we're going to go on to, I'm going to play a little game. And so, we're going to roll these dice. I know they're not very big, but I couldn't find a larger setup, and I usually do, if I have an overhead, then I can change the dice number. So what it is if you know this, that's fine. There's a system that I'm going to try and I'm going to show you. You're going to have to try and figure it out, actually. So I'm going to tell you what the answer is when I roll the dice, and you're going to have to figure out how I came to that. So it's sort of a puzzle. So we're going to start off. We have dice here already. And I'm going to come up with a point system, and according to the dice that have been rolled here, my answer would be number 2. 2's the number. So we're going to roll the dice again. And this would be again 2. We'll roll it again. This one's 2. Are you sensing a pattern? Okay, we're going to roll the dice again. This time I'm going to get someone out there to try and tell me what you think might be the number based on trying to guess how I'm getting it.
4.
Anyone else? Is it 2? It's 4. Excellent. Okay, we're going to roll them again. Anyone guess what this one might be? 2. Gosh, you should have saved that answer. Okay, we'll roll them again.
2.
Anyone else? This one's actually 4. Okay, we'll roll it again. Any guesses?
2.
This is 0. Okay, we'll roll. Anyone think they sort of have it? Okay, we'll try it again. Any guesses? This one's 6. Okay, we'll do it one more time. Any guesses? Okay, this one is 2. So I just want to know right now, how are you feeling about trying to guess this? What are some of the feelings? Frustration, lost, clueless.
Irritated?
Yes. Okay, awesome. So when I'm teaching, how many of you are teachers? Okay, and some of you, the rest are working with adults or post-secondary? High school? Okay. When I'm teaching a concept to a student, it doesn't matter obviously what age. It could be a young child, it could be high school, it could be an adult. If you don't know it and you don't understand it, You're going to feel lost, clueless, irritated, frustrated, because you don't know it. So I should be showing you how this is done. I shouldn't be just saying, okay, well, try this one again, try this one, and try this one, because you're like going, oh my gosh, I don't know. And so, normally, that's how we feel. And then what do you want to do? You give up. Or you walk away, or you sit in class and you put your head down and you don't give an answer because you don't want to be wrong. And you don't say you don't know. So how this is I only count, we'll roll the dice once more. I only count 3s and 5s, and I only count the ones around the perimeter, so the outside corners. So on a 5 would be 4, and so the answer for this one is 4. We'll roll the dice again. This one, I'm only using 3s and 5s. The outside numbers on 3 is 2. So we'll roll it once more. Who can tell me what this one would be? 4. Awesome. Roll it again. 3s and 5s, so what would this be? 0. We'll roll it once more. 3s and 5s. Awesome. How do you feel now? Anything else? So even though I type the answer, like I'll work with some different students and I can tell them the answer, but they still have to practice it. Even though I say this is how you do it, they go, oh, okay. But if they don't practice it and keep doing it, it still isn't easy. And so that's, I guess us being patient, explaining it different ways, and getting them to practice it once they figured it out. So I do this for staff, students. It's just kind of a fun way to break the ice and get everyone sort of thinking differently about the people that they're working with. Okay, so transitioning, we'll go over. This is exciting. Should I be up top, or can you guys see me if I stay down here? Doesn't matter. Okay. So this is, and even within all of the different sessions that I've been in, the biggest thing is relationships. And we know this, and I talk to our staff about this, but sometimes it just doesn't, it's hard. It's not easy for everybody to develop a relationship with someone. And how do you develop a relationship? What if you only see these people once in a while? What if you're in the staff, how big are some of the schools you're working in?
My school? Very small. We have 300 students.
Beautiful. Okay, awesome. Anyone else in a larger school?
University of Lethbridge.
It's a little big. Okay, so it's hard to get to know every single one of them on a personal level. If you're working with adults and they're only coming in for a short amount of time, it is, again, difficult to get to know them. So what can you do? What are some things that you might do? Oh, me. What are some of the things that you might do to break the ice or to build a relationship? Anyway, what can you do? Yes?
I go to different roles.
Oh my gosh, that's exactly food. Food and refreshments. Who doesn't want to have that? That's another way to break the ice. I have candy in my room. My room is a classroom, and it's my office, but I have candy here. I have a table set up for meetings. I have a room in the back of the couch where they can relax. It's a chemistry lab, so I have this counter with a sink, and I have plants. So it's just a room that they can come in, and if it takes candy to get them in there, that's fine. Once they're in my door, I can talk to them. Finding out, just asking questions and listening. Where are you from? Where are you from? What's your home? Mustard cheese. Okay.
Mustard cheese.
Awesome. Okay. Where are you from?
I'm from Colombia, South America.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you. Awesome. Where are you from? Okay. Everybody's from someplace different. Everyone has a story. Everyone has something that's unique and makes them unique. And let's find out. Sometimes no one ever asks them who they are. Where are they from? How many siblings do you have? In my particular school, we have a lot of students that come, either their families living on the reserve, or they come back into town, into the city of Edmonton, or they move back. So the students, A lot of times the parents want their kids to come to work to the city, to go to school. But sometimes they can't afford to live in the city. And so students will come, sometimes they're staying with family, sometimes it's friends, sometimes it's we're trying to find a replacement. We don't know where they've come from, we don't know the background until we ask. And it can be a simple thing as I'm waiting at the doorway, and as they're coming in, what did you do yesterday? What did you do the weekend? What did you do last night? You get to know their name. You get to know, oh my gosh, their name. Someone tells me their name and then I've quickly forgotten it as soon as they said it. So I'm looking at name tags so that I know Rob, or he told me, and trying to, so I would love it if it were more name tags. It would help me. But get to know their name. Find ways for you to remember their name. And even if it's a big university or a small school or they're coming in, maybe the thing is we ask always to have a name tag on so that we know who they are. So I want to know, as we move along to moving kids into post-secondary, what I find is when I get back to the students, they're away from home, they're away from family. Sometimes they're away from the supports that they really want or that they need, or they're living in a circumstance where they're in a group home, or they're in assisted living, or they're moving up to independent living. They don't always have the supports that we assume people might have. And so they feel lost. For some of our students, they're just happy to enter high school. Some of them are excited to graduate because they'll be the first in their family to graduate. Some of these kids have already thought about university. Their parents have taken them on a trip to one of the post-secondaries. So many different backgrounds and reasons and barriers and stumbling blocks. I'd like to know, we're going to type this in, some of the resources that you have right now that are working, that help support your students going into post-secondary.
Campus tours.
Perfect, campus tours. And do you find that as soon as you've taken the kids there, they're like, it's not, they can put a picture, and all of a sudden they're like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing.
Well, some of our kids are intimidated, right? Because my school in particular, I have 2 first stations around there, so our FMI population is at 95%. So some of our kids have never even gone to it. So it's quite an eye opener for them. But yeah.
Is it inspiring?
It is for them, yeah. for
Cool.
Sure. Yeah.
What are some of the other things that are, now I don't want to, how can I bring this away from just high school or post-secondary? Maybe who's working with adults? Is there some things that you can give us as suggestions that maybe you do as well for your clients to help them working on supporting them for certain resources for going to post-secondary? Yes.
I actually work in a post-secondary, and for a lot of the students that we intake, we make sure that they are aware of all the Aboriginal services on campus. We actually have a place for their parents to come and stay when they visit them. We have a smudge room on campus, so any supports that we can offer them, we make sure that they know immediately.
So a space, let's write cultural space. And you know what, that you mentioned that is awesome, because when we connect with the post-secondaries, I do connect with the Aboriginal liaisons, the Aboriginal student services, because that's where I want. But I find sometimes, and I don't know if you've noticed it, sometimes once our students get there, I find you have to bring them by the hand and bring them in there, because they are shy to go places. And I find it difficult to say, you need to go to the post-secondary, you need to go this, you need to check out this, they have open house at night. Unless I'm driving them there, or someone that they have is taking them there, it is very difficult. It's intimidating. So we've got to grab them and take them with us. Anything else with adults that anyone's doing that's been working?
Go back to the school space. I know as government we have the Learning Clicks ambassadors, and
Yes.
we have a big focus on coming out to Indigenous communities and Indigenous schools.
So Learning Clicks?
That is those.
They're ambassadors, Learning Clicks. Has anyone not heard of them?
Oh, I was sorry.
Yes, go
I was
ahead.
going to say, we do apply Alberta with all of our kids because the forms can be very intimidating. So we do apply Alberta with them to all their scholarship applications, their funding applications. And we do everything that we can to make sure that they are successful and that they get there.
Perfect. That is huge. I always say, and I said this when I was thinking this when I went to university, the hardest part about university is applying. is getting your classes, is navigating and now that it's online, I have a difficult time. I'm helping my niece as well, trying to figure out how to navigate the website, or if I have to update some marks, if I have to update some things, when do I add my classes, what should I do? So if we can do it for them, that's absolutely awesome. Yes,
Yeah.
well, sorry. Yes. Okay. Thank you. We've actually been lucky that we have a sponsor that has given us some money to pay for the application process, because sometimes that is a barrier.
Yeah, that is a total barrier.
That's huge, and that's just the beginning. Okay, so anything else you want to add to that? Okay, we'll go on. Okay, these are just some, I guess I was thinking in our small room, we were going to be talking in groups, and this was going to be on while we're talking in groups, but okay, that's okay. This is what it is. This is awesome. We can talk together. This is the big group. And this, if you want to send me your email, I can send you the whole PowerPoint, because once we put information on it, you can have it. So, what are some challenges or barriers? Finances was big. We talked about funding. Oh, that's huge. Yes.
They
Oh, yes.
Fear to failure.
Yes, absolutely. So we've got fear, funding.
Deadlines,
What was that?
deadlines.
Deadlines. Yes.
And with
Yes.
admission, if they choose their post-secondary students in July, you'd have to find out when the tuition needs to be paid for at the university.
Absolutely. And do they have it? Will they have it? How can they get it? Awesome. Yes.
Parents?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You know, and it's funny how parents can play a role in both spectrums. We've got parents that tell the students where they should be, tell them where they should go, tell them what they should take, and then you've got parents that don't even understand it themselves. They don't know where to start. They're not sure what to do, or maybe they have their own issues, and that's life. So yes, parents positive and negative in different ways.
I think for us in the northern, because we're on our northern Alberta, and it is actually the transportation. We actually have a student who was accepted to the U of A, but nobody could drive her to Edmonton. All funding was in place for her. She was accepted and she couldn't go because she did not have a ride. And we didn't find that out till September.
Oh my gosh.
So
Okay.
she missed out on that. So I think transportation is a
Huge. Thank you. And you know what, like you say that too, we have, so some of our students, if they go home on the weekend or on a long weekend, sometimes they can't get transportation back to school. So it can play in many different ways. Anything else, any other challenges or barriers? I mean, there's probably so many.
Childcare.
Childcare, awesome.
And just not feeling connected to the institution.
Oh, yes, that's huge. And so taking them on visits is a big thing. And what I often will do is, and probably some of you will do it anyways, is bring the post-secondary institutions to your school on a regular basis to just sit and have lunch. We provide breakfast and lunch for our students. So I just say, if they see you, go sit with them. They're not going to come to your table. It could be in the middle of the cafeteria. They're not going to come to the table. You have to go and talk to them. And then they see your face, they get to know you, and then they'll start to, oh, what is this? I don't care, throw some candy, they'll come there, and then you got them. You were going to say something?
Well, I was gonna say, just engage with them and with anybody.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
about engagement and making sure that they know that they feel special, and it's just what it is.
Absolutely, absolutely. It comes back to relationships, you're right. Okay, so we'll go back. And again, some quotes there. I was just at a session with Bob Wilkie, and talking about passion and positive words, and you know what? We need it every single day, always. It's we know about it, but unless we're continually reminded, or see it, or think it, or talk it, it's easy to fall away from it. And so we have to make sure we keep up our connections and keep up. It's exhausting. It's exhausting work to always be on. You're almost like you have to be a stand-up comedian to work with anybody, because you have to try and interact with them and keep them going and keep them positive, keep them working. And then they get excited, but then the next day they change their mind. You're like, oh my God, what happened to yesterday? We were so excited, we were on a high. So it's constant. Okay, is there anything that we can start doing differently? That maybe we thought about doing or we've heard about? Is there anything we can start to do differently? Any ideas or guesses or dreams or hopes?
I know in the stuff that we do, again, at the government, the Alice website, we've got a lot of great content, but we really need to make sure we package it in a way that is engaging.
Yeah.
So, and then that's to, I think, of youth in particular, and then going through that transition to judge the value of the information about how it looks, so let's make the covers better.
Yeah, I know we've worked, some of the stuff with Alice we brought into the school and run past them as sort of a trial. How do they like it? What looks good? What doesn't look right? What would you look at? What would you not? And cut and paste and throw it back and say, okay, great, what they thought. Getting back to bound funding, it's, I always thought that there was finances in place for Aboriginal youth to go to post-secondary. Just thought. Now I'm working with these students and maybe the bands don't have the funding. Or some of the kids aren't even, they may not be connected to a band, or they don't know. And they know their parents might be, but their parents have never connected and they don't know. They don't even know if they have a number. They don't know if they're treaty or matey or status. Some of them have no idea.
Or if they're on the band list.
Exactly.
There's a list, right? There's a general list and a band list. So if they're on the general list, then they don't qualify for band funding. But if they're on the band list, then they're entitled to band funding. That's what it's there on our position, but I don't know.
Awesome point. And so we don't, like, it's hard to know everything that's out there, and these kids, most of them know even less. And some of their parents don't know. So it's trying to, I know that with our school board, we have an Aboriginal unit, so they put together just an amazing package of websites and connections and bands, and so that I can use this as a resource for my students. Now, I brought a few. I don't know if Calgary Board has this. Anyone connected with the Calgary Board or would know? I mean, it won't be exactly like this, but it's an amazing resource that they put together so that we can give it to families, we can give it to students, and they can take it home, or we can use it as our own resource. So I have a few, and if you want more, please let me know when I can see if I can get some shipped out. Making connections to our youth, finding information, finding funding, whether it's in the band or Alberta Works, scholarships.
I think the other thing too that to have that as a barrier is for us at Far North is our kids get lonely. So they make it through the first semester and then they're home at Christmas and they do not want to go back. And they don't realize. So I think if the schools can, I know some of the schools do it already, but like bring in an elder or somebody that they can connect with. I've just told my students to find somebody in student services,
Yeah.
make a relationship with them, build a relationship, and then that can be your go-to person. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find that very good.
So even if it'd be, I mean, in a perfect world, we could go with them to the post-secondary, and we could walk them to it every morning for the first month, and so they know and they feel comfortable.
Well, one of the first nations I heard too is actually purchase housing. So if you're a post-secondary student, you live in one house with other students from your community. I don't know, I thought that was your guys, no? No? Maybe it was based on that purchased actual houses, so instead of going into
When I went to college,
Oh, okay.
when I went to school in Calgary, there was a house from Muscatine that we all, I think there was 6 of us living in there, in a 5-bedroom house, and, we paid for that, right?
That would be awesome. Because you're right, then you're not so lonely. Absolutely right. Anyone that, I mean, I know we're talking high school. Is there anybody out there in the adult world that can take any of this or add any of this or have seen any of this? Yes.
I think something else we need to look at is career focus as well, and not necessarily just going to school. Because there's so many different career paths, so many different things that are available right now that take me to the point where, because they don't know what they want to do, or they don't know what degree or program is going to connect to what career, they don't know. And I think, being able to present them, like, take companies to come up, do career fairs where they can say, if you take, like, if you're interested in this kind of job, this is the education path. If you're interested in this kind of career, this is how you go about it. I think something like that may help students, especially in high school who are getting ready to go to university, sign on a particular path, so they don't spend 4 years in the wrong degree. They don't take a whole program and go, now I have nothing, I can do it this because I don't know what to do. You know, and even trying to find things local, so you know they're able to return home and work in their industry or in that industry.
Or go home at summer to work and then go back to that. I love it, thank you.
No, I was just gonna say, this makes us stupid, but we both work, I work for High School Division and she works for Northland School Division, KTC, sorry. And we're called career coaches, or I'm called a career coach, so that is totally our job. We are to make sure that they have a high school transition plan, to know what they want to do post-secondary. We meet with them starting in grade 9 to make sure that they are on the right path, the right track. And then once we hit grade 12, we make sure that every deadline has been met, that their applications have gone through, again, apply for funding, all that kind of stuff. So that is just my job, just that by itself.
Which is a lot.
Yeah, but I think it would be cool if other school divisions could bring that on, because I don't think lots of school divisions have actual
You're
curriculum.
absolutely right. Yes.
I think that's great too. At University of West Virginia, we're in cooperative education programs, and we're actually liaising with our elders and Aboriginal communities to see about how we can help and assist cooperative education. We have some limits on how big we can do, but they were great with saying that they want to help with succession planning on reserves and stuff. So they are saying we hope there's more students going into accounting, and they're looking at their needs. So I would love to have the high schools working with that too, and let's get them into the areas where there is this plan of employment and need, and it's amazing to be done.
Or just put it back here.
And I think one of it, this is kind of related but a little different, but I see one of my personal mandates is to educate the general public that there is not funding available for every Aboriginal student, that the school systems on many of the reserves or maybe settlements are underfunded to a degree that the general public would be horrified, I think, if they understood. So I feel like part of my role is
There's other schools that would have it. What's difficult is there's so much going on that's the same thing. There's a lot of different schools have a lot of different career developments. And sometimes we can't even afford a bus to take our students over to another school or for them to come to our school. And so the difficulty is you're recreating the wheel every time because you want to bring everybody to your school or to your facility to help. And so it's almost like all of our resources are stretched thin because they're trying to reach everybody instead of trying to bring everybody to the same. So we need that bombarding. Okay, so what are some resources that you actually might need? Because there may be some of it, some people here have that resource, because we have a lot of people here in a lot of different areas that maybe have the resources that we need in the schools, or maybe the schools have something that some of the people that are working with adults might need. What can we do in a school or a post-secondary? How can we all connect and share? So, you want to have this, one of the comments was, what is their path rate? Where do they want to go? How do they want to get there? And I find with our students, they are afraid. They're afraid to leave. They're afraid to step out. They don't know if they can. They don't believe they can. And so sometimes it's okay if they want to work. It's okay if they want to upgrade for a year, and not necessarily because they have to upgrade. Maybe they want to take, our school is small, so we don't have a lot of courses. Maybe we're going to send them to a different school that's for the students that are in their 4th and 5th year high school that have tons of options and different classes and courses that they could take, and they have really amazing transitions into the workforce. So maybe that's what they need, just another year. I didn't go to university until I was 24. I didn't even think I'd go to university. I went to hairdressing because I loved it, and I did it with all my friends. I figured I better know what I'm doing if I'm going to keep doing it, so I went to that at 22, used that to put me through university, not knowing that when I came out of education, I'd be teaching it. That was my first job, was teaching hairstyling. Who knew? I didn't even know it was out there. So it has helped me, and I teach it off and on at the school I'm at, and it's exciting. So you just don't know when you're ready. You don't know. I've had so many experiences, but some of our young individuals, our young adults, our young children, don't have the experiences. They don't travel out of their community. They don't travel from one side of the city to the other. So they don't know. They haven't experienced. They haven't tried new things. They haven't tried different jobs. And now it's difficult to get a job, even if it is at a McDonald's. Sometimes it's difficult. So we're trying to get them to find something that they want to do that thousands of young individuals from many schools have no idea. So the transition might be to working for a year. It might be just to get them into an 8-week course or a 6-month course, because sometimes when they realize, oh my gosh, this is way more fun than high school. Like, I found high school, if I didn't have sports, I'd have hated high school. We were from a small town, and you know everybody and your friends are there, but I found it so boring in the classes, and I loved the sports. So if you're not involved, how do you stay in school? I'm thinking, what the heck? So if they have an opportunity to just realize that the post-secondary is way different than high school, and they can take a course, and all of a sudden they love learning. They love the new, they feel like an adult because they get to go have a break in between. They don't have to go from class to class. They can go have a smoke and a coffee. They can go for a walk. They can do whatever. There's way more freedom. So in my mind, sometimes it's just like, it's like they're my babies, and once they leave your school, and you probably feel the same way, is who's going to be there to protect them and take them by the hand? Who's going to help them? And I know that you guys will, because many of you that are not in the school, we're going to pass them to you. But maybe if I can say something that, don't give up, you've got to go to school. And sometimes they go and then they quit, but then they go back again somewhere else. And as they see more and do more and try more, it's exciting and it's inspiring, and then they can go back to their friends and say, I went here and I went into open studies. I only had to take 3 courses. It made it so much easier. And I didn't have to have a GPA that was 75%. I could still try it. So a lot of post-secondaries now have open studies. Or we have transitional, I can't remember if it's transfer youth, the TIP program at the U of A. I never remember. Thank you. And it's so supportive, and it's so amazing, and they have so many opportunities. And so sometimes you just want to guide them into an area that they can just to start and see that high school is hard and kind of sucks, and it can be boring. But post-secondary learning is so exciting if you're in the right area. Okay? Sorry. So what are we asking here? What resources do you need? What are some resources we need out there? I know I need help. I want to bring people in who have the money, who can say, I'm going to help these kids with scholarships. I need people to come into my area to help me with scholarships. I need people to come in, even from the bands. Maybe I need to bring people in to say, here's how you go about getting your funding. Here's what you need to do. So I need help with that. So I've got to get my act together. I've got to get going. And I have no one guiding me, so you're my guides. You're my guys. You're my guys and gals. So I need you to tell me, how can you help me find the resources that I need for funding?
Well, one thing we do at our school, and we're about early exposure too, is we offer dual credit for our students. We have tons of dual credits. We have lots of alignments. We have them with NATE, Lakeland, Northern Lakes College, GCRC, and like our kids can do anything from welding, millwright. They can get their healthcare aid. We had a couple graduate power engineering, all of that.
Wow.
The newest one that we brought in is wastewater management. So we have 2 girls who do not want to leave the community. So the MD is actually taking them on, and they're going to do a summer internship, and then they start wastewater management in the fall with NATE. So it's really cool. So I think that's an exposure too, right?
I love it. Dual credit.
Yeah.
Okay, so post-secondaries, we need help. We need to start looking at that and getting it.
Aligning it with the Alberta curriculum, because we have to make sure that the alignments are there. But, you know, it could be University of Lethbridge saying, we'll offer you this course.
Yeah.
NATE is giving us, because lots of times for the girls to go into X-ray tech, or I say girls, I shouldn't have said that, but anybody to go into X-ray tech or ultrasound, you have to have your medical terminology and anatomy and physiology done before you can go. So we offer that as a dual credit to help open that door to them.
That's huge. Thank you. And it inspires the kids because they're taking a university course.
Yeah, and they get credit both, and it's paid for by us. Because in return, it's free. There's no charge.
Instead of paying the cost of post-secondary.
And
So
then we encourage our kids to come back for year 13 and 14 to take these dual credits too. Because then again, we have people who don't live very privileged lives.
Yeah.
But it's all covered by the school board, and they can stay home.
I love it. Thank you. So dual credits, so getting post-secondaries in more. People that work with adults, is there something that we can do in the school to help you with your clients? Yes? So like having the post-secondary, or having, who's mentoring whom? Oh, from our schools mentoring. Love it. Yeah, or the alumni at the school that the kids are going to that say, well, Bobby Joe went there. Oh my gosh, go check out Bobby Joe when you go there, because she'll give you the runaround. Or she won't give you the runaround. She'll help you. She might give you the runaround, but she doesn't want you there. I love it. Thank you. So, mentoring, having alumni or graduates mentoring high school students. Anything else? Wow.
So we offer that service within that community.
Awesome. Thank you.
Programs there too,
Okay.
people come in and do programs, and we've got security training going right now. They just finished, what do you call those, they had a job one called, they had solar panel training. They have a
Wow.
bunch of stuff.
Yeah, within that training.
That's awesome. I mean, who would think about solar panel training?
We also have a trade center too, which houses the trades, which is we're working with state, carpentry and
Oh.
wax. So we have a trade center where they can actually take the theory and also the hands-on.
Wow.
We work with a lot of adults. I work with
Okay.
support.
Okay.
She's a human resources girl, and we work closely together, so we try to train people.
Right. Thank you.
Barriers is a lot. I know it's literacy.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Because sometimes, I know we have some individual young kids that keep moving, from place to place, and they start in a school and then they don't finish it, and then they start into another one and they don't finish it. So it's difficult. And it's not because they want it. It's not because they want to not know how to read or write. It's just they're the victim of the circumstances. Is there anything else that anyone else needs? Because we've got our resource bank in here. Yes.
I think it's important as well for both for high school students who may not pursue, university education right out of school, to know that there are groups and agencies available for career and employment guidance and assistance that aren't associated with the school.
Yes.
So
Yes.
there are agencies that are available where they can meet with employment and career counselors for free and get advice or ideas on directions that they may be interested in, or if they come in and they're looking for information on how to get into a program, they don't want to approach a university right away, that they can talk to, and these employment counselors who are kind of in the middle
Yes.
of those two scenarios, where
Yes.
They can kind of connect either with the previous schooling and talk to somebody there, or give them guidance or directions into a particular university program.
Thank you. Who is that counselor that's out there, that's in the community right now working with kids maybe transitioning? Okay. So we've got a few people in case you want to grab the cards. Are you guys from Calgary or Edmonton? Anyone from Edmonton?
Edmonton.
Okay. Okay. So I'll get some cards. We'll connect. Anyone from Calgary? There's some people that. Okay. 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 Awesome. Okay. Let's go. We'll move on. See where we're at here. Okay, so anything, right now we can use this time to network. Any questions or comments? Is there something that you wanted from here that maybe I didn't say that I forgot, or that someone else might have the answer to? Any burning questions? Yes?
Well, one thing I'll flag is, again, the Alice team, what we do is we put out a lot of information resources. Where you see gaps, where you see needs, we're always interested in hearing what those are, so that we can step in and try to fill those. Now, it is an information resource that only gets you halfway. Delivery of that information is the other piece. But certainly where there are gaps in the information resources, we're here to help.
Do you have an app?
We have a new website around transitions to youth employment
Okay.
that is accessible on phones
Okay.
and
'Cause I
Alice.
think- okay.
And we're transitioning the Alice website to also be mobile friendly itself and to do a better job of service.
What about like Facebook or Snapchat? I don't know.
Government is always challenged in
Okay.
terms of how
Oh,
closely
yeah,
we can engage
yeah.
with social media, but we're designing things in a way that others can certainly share on our behalf.
Okay, okay.
So get that information out there.
Thank you.
We use Alice quite a bit.
Yeah, they're an awesome resource. Yes.
Just add one thing. I think cultural awareness is a huge component in the post-secondary, especially to have all the staff and faculty familiar and aware and
Yeah.
thinking outside of their own world, but also to take that further is to integrate more of the indigenous culture or history into the curriculum that's being taught. And I see some of that within the education degrees,
Mm-hmm.
but I would love to see it really at a more profound base so that post-secondaries aren't just doing a band-aid
Yeah.
service, that it's really
Embedded.
ingrained in all of the graduates and finish.
You know, thank you. To add on, I know we've got a dual credit with McEwen with Indigenous Studies. We call it Aboriginal Studies 30. They are calling it Indigenous Studies. And so it's opened up a lot of doors for that, sort of the same thing, bringing that in. But we also find with our students, a lot of them have never followed the culture. They're very far removed from it. And I think, so we smudge every morning and we have drums and we go drumming at so many schools, and I set up a cultural immersion, so I have students from different schools coming into our school to do some traditional teachings and bannock making, although that's not traditionally Aboriginal, but we tell them how it was adapted. But and we do traditional games, or we do traditional art. So there's some really cool things to try and get all young students, we don't care their background, their cultural background, but to come on into our school. So we're busy all the time. And we're trying to connect more with the post-secondaries to, every little thing that we can do, if we invite them into our feast, we invite them in, they start to see things that we do that they can incorporate into their institutions. And I think in some of the community work, is there anything that's set up specifically in that respect? Anything else? I know this is a little bit early. I hope that's okay. But I want to thank you so much for being here. For everyone that shared or listened, I appreciate it. I hope that you're walking away with maybe something. If anyone wants a copy of anything, I've got some information that I brought. I didn't know who would be here. I didn't know what you'd need, but I hope this is helpful. Thank you.